Welcome to the 2006 Honda Odyssey Part 2, Timing Belts. Alright, as we're noticing that we're doing this, I'm going to point out a few things just to show what's going on underneath this 3.5 motor here. We're going to zoom in on the serpentine belt. You can see the heavy wear that's in the serpentine belt there. Those cracks are indicating that the tensioner is not necessarily doing its job. Also, that the belt is reaching end of life. The next thing that we're going to be looking at is removing the harmonic balancer, because the harmonic balancer has to come off in order to get to that back cover on the timing covers. So you can notice that there is an oil leak around in here and that your tensioner has broken off. That is not an uncommon thing to happen because this cylinder right here will get seized up over time from oil, debris, and things like that. And then somebody will try and pull on it and those things will wind up giving. There's a better view of the belt from the bottom and noticing the cracks there. This belt is really close to reaching the point to where it's about to snap, and a lot of it has to do with this tensioner not doing its job and the belt being fairly old. All right, so belt is out. Here's a little closer look at how bad the belt is. You can see all the crackings on the belt, especially when you bend it around there. So the thing that I had to do when I was removing the belt, because the tensioner is bad, is I had to improvise yet once again and then just cut it with some garden tools. Alright YouTubers, we are into tearing this thing apart. We're gonna have to take this motor mount off here by removing the 14 millimeter here and the 14 millimeter here, and then I believe what it is, 17 millimeter back out off that way. The motor is supported by the jack with a couple blocks of wood underneath the oil pan, so it does not decide to sag on us. Already got one timing cover off the right side and working on the left side. Got all the bolts free from this back cover here and placed in magnet tray. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10 millimeter bolts that are holding the cover on. We're just gonna get it past this harness a little bit right here. Then, as a good rule of practice, I usually try and take all of my bolts and keep them together to the piece that actually came off of it. This is what the old tensioner looks like out of the vehicle. You can see this shock. This is something that normally gets seized up, causing this piece here to break when that's a pretty sensitive piece when this shock starts to seize up. To remove this, you just have this 17 millimeter bolt off of the idler pulley, and then removing this 12 millimeter bolt off the shock, and it comes right out. This is what holds the harmonic balancer from turning. It slides right into the harmonic balancer. It's fit for that, to hold half-inch drive ratchet. You just slide that on there, lock it in there. And we have a special tool here which makes a world of difference on your impact that got from AutoZone. 19 millimeter hard impact socket. Having one of these sockets makes a world of difference when pulling off a harmonic balancer. All my special tools that Honda requires to pull the harmonic balancer off, and zip this thing right off. Alright, just like that, we were able to get this 19 millimeter harmonic balancer bolt off. pull our tool off. That is what the special tool looks like when not on the vehicle. And as you can see, it is shaped specifically for the harmonic balancer. And from here, all you have to do is pull off, and we will be able to get back to the lower covers for the timing. And you just kind of have to wiggle it off a little bit once the bolt is removed, and voila, there's your harmonic balancer. You need to be careful with that. We can do some inspection to the vanes. Doesn't look like there's anything too serious damage wise. On this particular harmonic balancer, you can tell it's old because of the dampener has quite a bit of wear around in that side, but we're not going to worry about that either because the vehicle is actually itself is old. The last thing that we have to do in order to get the covers off is take the bolts off. We have one here, 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 so one. And it looks like maybe 6. There's a total of 6 bolts, 10 millimeters, like everything else on this cover. Make sure we don't lose the keeper as well. That's a vital piece. Okay, now that the cover's off, you can actually see the goal overall of where we're headed to. Here, noticing that we do have all the covers off. These are the cracks here on the belt that I had previously noticed before suggesting to the client that they were going to need a timing belt. Got timing indicator here, timing indicator here. You can see that the timing indicator is here, and on the housing itself, it's marked off where it should be. Moved it up to top dead center, number 1. It gives you an indicator here on the can which cylinder you're on, which is a good thing that Honda does. You notice that 1 is placed at the top here, lined up with the indicator. Indicator on the crankshaft is lined up with the indicator on the housing. Also got the new parts in. Idler pulley, tensioner. Notice on here on my indicators I made additional marks following from front indicator to rear indicator on the housing for visual references. On both marks I made a red line going from one indicator to another. Made a mark on my crankshaft showing the indicator on my crankshaft. Now this is a running car. Hey guys, if you liked the video, I hope that you like and subscribe down below. be sure to reach out to us at the link down below, which is the astralscience.com, and be sure to get with us for a consultation. We do provide all the diagrams that you've seen, along with step-by-step tips and tricks to your email for a low consultation fee price. Is well worth it. Have fun wrenching, learn lots, be safe.